question. Who would like to start us off?
Geno, Leah and Paige again started off by doing pretty much everything for your team, and then
Yeah.
you didn't have Paige play the fourth quarter. Did you want to just see more from the rest of the guys, or what was the?
No, I certainly didn't want to see more of that. No. We've got a lot coming up the next couple weeks, and I'm sure next weekend they won't have the opportunity to sit out the fourth quarter. And I was hoping that, we would get, more players, used to playing a lot more minutes, just in case, you have to have them. So I'm happy that they got a lot of minutes. They also got to see what those other guys go through every day and every game. So I think it was, other than the actual point production, I thought it was good. It worked out pretty well for us.
KK was really effective in the second half. Just what did you see from her, especially heading into the postseason, that you liked today?
I think KK can impact the game a little bit more than she thinks she can. She has the ability to disrupt the other team's offense, create opportunities for us, in transition. And when her and Nika are playing together, we should be able to. And Nika is more disruptive, and I would love for KK to be more like Nika in that respect, and because she certainly has the ability to do that. And I think as she gets a little more experience, she will do that. And I thought the second half was really, really good for her.
But yeah, sticking with KK, I mean, she's tied her rebounding highs the last couple games in a row. I mean, just especially defensively, how
Yeah.
have you kind of seen her adjust to being able to compete at this level?
She's a strong kid, right? I mean, she's athletic, she's strong, she's a tough kid. She doesn't shy away from anything. I think when you see some of the rebounding totals that Aaliyah's put up in the last bunch of games, with all her double-doubles, at some point we make it, we say somebody else has got to, you other guys have got to compete for rebounds. So it's not all on Aaliyah to defensive rebound, and she has the ability to do that. You can't say that to somebody who can't do it, but if there's a simple thing to rebounding when you think about it. When the shot goes up, two things can happen. Either you have the ball in your hands or you're boxing somebody out. If you're doing neither one of those two things, then what are we doing? And they look at you like, huh? So it's and it goes for offensive rebound too. I don't know how many we got. We didn't get many, but I just think rebounding is a state of mind, and I'm trying to put that state of mind into our guards more.
Geno, there have been 14 undefeated seasons in the history of the Big East. Your team has 11 of them. Can you just talk about that? That's obviously not counting what you did in the AAC. So can you talk about the accomplishment this year? And obviously you weren't expecting it with all the injuries this season. So where does this kind of...
Yeah, we talked about that in the locker room afterwards, that how incredibly happy I am, proud I am of especially Nika, Paige, and Aaliyah. The pressure on the three of them to have to be good every day, to have to be perfect every day, to score for us, to stay out of foul trouble, to play a ton of minutes, with the understanding that if they don't do that, our chances of winning are less or even none. So I think for them, I wanted to remind them that when people look at Connecticut, and to your point, this is the 11th one that we've had in the Big East, and we weren't in the Big East for 7 years. So I don't know who those other three were, but You know, I'm sure they think the way I think. It's a lot harder than it looks. It's a lot harder than people think. And at Connecticut, it's exceptionally hard because the expectation is that you're going to win it. You're the preseason favorite to win the league. Yeah, but we're missing half our team. Well, even if you only play 4 against 5, you're supposed to win the league because you're Connecticut. So I told them in the locker room afterwards, and people might not appreciate how incredibly difficult this is, and I do, and everybody in our locker room does. You know, to be that good and to be that consistent, home, away, it's this year maybe more so than other years. It feels really, really gratifying. Really grateful for that.
Anything else? Maggie?
Yes. Not for the room, it's for the TV people back home.
Hi, Coach. Now that the regular season is all over with, and then after the the Big East tournament, with all the injuries and all the ups and downs that you've had this year, how far realistically do you think you can go in the Big Dance?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking how realistically, how far can we go having to win 3 games in 3 days? The future with us this year has been so unpredictable in that we have no idea who's going to still be able to play 40 minutes, 35 minutes. So we're going to take it one game at a time. You know, people say, we'll take it one game at a time. But we potentially have 2 games left in our season, right? If we lose the first round of the Big East tournament, we're done. If we lose a game in the NCAA tournament, we're done. So we either have 2 left or you could have 9 left. If you're asking me how far can we go, some years I would tell you I like our chances. Some years I would tell you we'd have to get really lucky. I would say this year we would have to get exceptionally lucky to go really deep in this tournament.
No Amari today. Do you expect her for the Big East tournament?
I don't know. You know, I don't know how long some of these concussion protocols work, and so I guess we'll know day to day what the update is. But I hope so.
Can you say what happened when she was?
Just going up for a rebound. She was going one way, somebody else was going the different way, and they collided.
Practice?
Yeah, in practice, yeah.
Maggie?
Just in case we don't get you to the end of the week, just what are your biggest priorities this week? Having a week off until you start the postseason.
Rest, number 1. Try to stay sharp with little practice, you know. Figure out a way to incorporate some of the other players a little bit more. They're way, way better than what they showed in that 4th quarter. It's probably a little bit unfair to put them in that situation by themselves. So we're going to need some contributions from people other than scoring. I'm talking about other than Paige and Aaliyah. And I think Nika won. I think Will. The freshmen, I don't know how they'll respond. But I think over the next 4 or 5 days, finding those particular roles for those people to fill and them feeling confident in being able to fill those roles, you know. But at this time of the year, I've always said it's not that easy. Not that easy to get that much better. You know, by this point in the year, you're pretty much, this is who you are. And, you know, when we're good, we're really, really good. And we hope that we can be really, really good for 3 more days.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
KK and Ashland will be